friends, it's Mindy. Thanks for stopping back to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here with me today. So I recently put a poll up on Twitter asking you guys what you think I should build next. And the choices were between a modern mansion, a lakeside cabin, and something else. I don't quite remember. But you guys picked the rustic lakeside cabin, so that's what we are doing today. It was so much fun to build. I did this in Granite Falls. This is in the 50 by 50 lot called Granite Falls Forest, and I actually had to change this lot to a rental lot, which I didn't realize till the end when I went to play test it. But if you place this lot, it should do that automatically, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching this one. It was so much fun to do. I apologize for my voice. You guys know it's just been crazy. I've been crazy sick lately, and like all last month, I'm not kidding you. I mean, for probably about 3 or 4 weeks, I have had the worst sinus infection, and I was on like 2 rounds of antibiotics, and I still, like, I feel like I'm starting to get over the sinus infection, but then last week I just had horrible body aches and exhaustion. Like, I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I was just exhausted, and then I woke up with a sore throat, and so I've had a sore throat for a couple of days. So you guys are probably used to me saying by now there's probably a cough drop in my mouth. There is a cough drop in my mouth. And I apologize if you can hear it, or if I just sound like different in general, because I feel like I do. It's because I've just got whatever this sickness is, and it's kind of like gone from a sinus infection to like a cold. And I think that's like what I had. I was running a fever. My husband had it. My kids had it. My kids still like have a cough. It's been like insane. We just haven't been able to get rid of it. So I apologize about that. If you guys hear my cough drop, or if I just sound a little bit different, that would be why. I thought about taking a break off of YouTube for a while, and I think I'm going to, maybe just for like a week or two, just to kind of regain some of my health and like some of my mental health, and you know, all that as well. So yeah, anyways, so moving on, I have a couple Christmas builds for you guys. I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different, that I could kind of, I don't know, like this could be considered Christmassy, because the family that I play tested it and did it, like I play tested with them, it was winter time. And so I got some good pictures of them, and it does look so pretty in the winter. But I did kind of do this more or less thinking a lot about outdoor activities. So there's like, you know, a ton of different pool floaties that I put in here. I put like a boat outside. I wanted to make it feel like very outdoorsy, and that was kind of the whole point of this. So I wouldn't really say this is a Christmassy build. It does look really pretty though, like in the Christmas time. So your Sims, of course, can still go here when it's snowing out. Although I have to say, when I was furnishing the inside of the cabin, I kind of furnished it with the understanding that you would not spend a lot of time. If you had this gorgeous view outside and this beautiful lake outside, you would not spend the majority of your time inside. So, you know, like I think there's like one TV in the whole build, and that's in one of the bedrooms. Like, it's not even in the main area. And yeah, I don't know, like this has 3 bedrooms in it, and it actually originally only had 1. And then I kind of forced, like, I know this sounds crazy, I got a bedroom downstairs with a bathroom downstairs, and then I managed to turn the upstairs loft into 2 bedrooms, because what I really wanted, what I thought would be so much fun to play, is if you had either this huge family who just like live together, or what I really like to do is if I create like a big family, I like to go on vacations, and then I'll add like the mom to the family. So she's like the grandma. So I'll add like the grandma and the grandpa in, and I add them into the family just long enough to go on family vacation. So I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of what I was going for. I was kind of thinking this is a retreat that's great for big families to get together, or just a group of friends to get together and kind of hang out for the weekend, or hang out, you know, during break, whatever. They take their work vacation and they have a place to relax, like either all summer, or, you know, just for a couple of days, just to kind of like rewind and, you know, kind of relax and get everything settled and before they turn back to regular crazy life. So that was kind of like my goal with this home. So like I said, yeah, it has 3 bedrooms. This is not a home. So when I was creating this home, I was creating it with the understanding that it would be a loft that you rented. So I didn't create this as like a place that you would live, and you could live here. Your sim could own this lot. But to me, it felt very like it needed to be a place that was rentable, someplace that you would go as a retreat, not really someplace that you would live. Now, if you want to turn this into a home for your Sims, I think that would be great. You can do that really, really easily. You may just need to add a few things or change around the bedrooms a little bit. That's no problem at all. I mean, like, for instance, with the 3 bedrooms, maybe you want to take it down to 2, or I tried to add some activities for kids. So for instance, you can bring a toddler with you, and I'll show you a little bit further on like how I kind of planned for a toddler bed. But there's a kids room. Basically there's a kids room with 2 single beds, and then downstairs there is another room which has 2 full beds. And so I was thinking that maybe that would be like the other family, like if you took grandma and grandpa, they would stay down there with, you know, whoever, an aunt and an uncle, or however you want to do it, however you want to design it. And then the upstairs would be the kids' room. Well, I didn't add very much indoors for the kids to do. So at first I was going to add like a potty seat and everything. And I think I did I leave the potty seat? Maybe I did leave the potty seat. I don't remember. Either way, you can what I'm trying to get out to all of you is that this home is easily turned into a home that you could live in, you know, day-to-day life. No problem. You just live like by a really awesome pond. Like, who wouldn't want to live by a really awesome pond with a water fountain? But yeah, so that's kind of what I was going for. And I remember what happened is that I was going to turn this into, I was going to add like a toddler. I don't remember. I ended up switching the rooms around so many times. I think I had a toddler bed, and then I took it out because I decided that I wanted to put the 2 full beds in. Yeah, you guys probably don't want to hear about all of this because I'm just trying to like explain to you how my mindset works when I'm building, and it's probably just a lot of crazy chaos and me rambling. So I apologize about that. So moving on to the landscape here. I kind of struggled with the landscape because I wanted to make it look really realistic, and I wanted to add a ton of like plants and a ton of greenery and trees and all that fun stuff. And I did the best I could with some of the landscaping. I added a ton of rocks around the whole area because otherwise it does just kind of look like a pool that's like really funny shaped. So I wanted to make it look pretty natural to the land, and so I added a ton of rocks around it to make it look like it's like a lake that's like natural to the area. And I kind of imagine that the waterfall from this like goes into a river and it leads off to like a larger lake in the area, if that makes sense. So there's like maybe a larger lake, and then this stream kind of leads off into this little pond over here. And so that's kind of what I was getting at with this little area. And yeah, I just thought it was really cute because I know a lot of places like that where you have like the main water source, and then you go, you know, a little bit further down the road or whatever, and there's like a larger beach, or, you know, whatever the case may be, a lake or whatever. So I added like the boat back there. You'll see a little boat back there because I thought maybe that they like to take their boat out to the larger pond or like the main pond or whatever. And yeah, I don't know, like I had so much fun with this, you guys. Like I know it's like crazy because it's just, you know, it's a cabin by the lake, but I just had so much fun like imagining all these things, like all these different scenarios, like, oh well, they have this boat so they can go into this larger lake that's off a little bit. But anyways, so yeah, I kind of struggled with some of the landscaping there because I did use the oh my gosh, what are they called? I did use the landscaping tools a lot, so the landscape is really, really uneven. So I tried to add like plants where I could, but some of the more like bumpy areas, I kind of imagined it would be more grass and not necessarily plants anyways, because there's just a ton of trees and it's kind of on like a mountainish kind of area. So toward the back near the actual water like toward the back near the actual waterfall, there's less plants and more like rocks and trees, and I kind of like colored it in with some of the terrain paint and just made it look like the woods, you know, like it's, you know, there's not a lot growing back there. It's just the plants, and because you don't get much sun, you know, obviously it's a forest, like there's not a lot of sun for the plants to grow toward the bottom. So yeah, anyways, so that was kind of like my take on the whole thing. But over here, I created kind of a little swimming area. I wanted a place where they could get in and, you know, still be able to use it in that aspect. And then at the end, I kind of am kicking myself because at the very end, after I finished recording, I just like playing around, and I started adding like more stuff to the landscaping. So you'll kind of notice that that does look a little bit different when you download this versus what I put or what you may see in the screenshots, because I took the screenshots after I did all of this. But you'll notice that the landscape does look a little bit different, and that's because I decided to add a few extra things out there. For instance, I added a spot for the kids, so I put like a sandbox down there. I really wanted this to be a place where your Sims would go to be outside. Like, they did not come to be in this beautiful cabin. They came to sleep in the cabin, you know, and everything else is outside basically. I stuck like a little sandbox area that has a little toddler slide and a swing set and just like all kinds of stuff for them to do outside. There's no reason your Sims should be bored while they are here. And I just think it's so much fun. And then I did also add a toy box inside, which was really good because when I brought my Sims here in the winter, they had like nothing, like the kids had nothing to do. So that was when I was kind of like, yeah, we gotta have the toy box. And I almost added something else for the toddlers to do, but I think the toy box was just fine for them. Like I said, I did originally make this for toddlers, and I believe that there is a potty chair, and I know for a fact that there is a high chair. So all you really need to do is bring the toddler bed, and there's a portable toddler bed that you can get. I think it's part of the base game, but I could be wrong. It's just a portable toddler bed. It's yellow and blue. It has, I think, birds on it. You guys might know what I'm talking about, but that can actually go in your Sims inventory, and they can bring it to this cabin, and you can either put it in your room or you can put it in the living room, wherever you want to put it. I kind of showed while I was creating this where you could put the toddler bed. I just didn't want to leave it there. I wanted to put an end table there. So whatever you guys have to do, of course you won't be able to go into build mode when you do that, but there's still plenty of room for you to put a toddler bed wherever you put them. And I just wanted to really make that a point that you can bring like your whole family here. So down here, I start working on the kitchen, and then I decide like halfway through this that I was going to like change the color, and I kind of went back and forth with like the colors and the woods because there's so many different wood textures and woods and just like siding areas, like different siding textures, and I just went back and forth on so many of them, and I'm still like looking at it, and there's just so many different color schemes I could have used, and yeah, I don't know, but I think that it turned out fine just the way it is. And then yeah, here I was going through and I put it as a national park, and I was thinking to myself, like, can they rent at a national park? But I realized once I was playing that I had to change it to a rental, so I'm really glad that they added that in. But anyways, here in this part, I decide to get rid of this kitchen, and I was looking for a way to add a second bedroom because when I first went into doing this, I figured it would be kind of like a getaway cabin for like a honeymoon type thing. And as I was playing it, you know, building the outside, and I came up with more of these just like ideas of everything that they could do outside, the more I realized that I wanted this to be a place for a whole family to go. So I was bound and determined to get at least 2 bedrooms in here. And then when I started upstairs, I got that 3rd bedroom in there. So I'm pretty proud of myself right now. Of course, that does make the kitchen space a little small, but it all works out in the end. It turns out really, really well, actually. So it just all works together. But here I am working on the kitchen. I just add in a few cabinets because I also imagine that this is a place, I know like when I went to, so like at our church, we usually have like women's retreat and we go to, and sorry guys, I got cut off from my recorder. So, okay, anyways, like I was saying, at church, we go to like a women's retreat, and there are these cabins that are about 2 hours away from where we live, and they're so pretty. They're kind of like back in the middle of nowhere, and we have this gorgeous cabin, and it's just, I don't know, like it doesn't feel like you're out in the woods, you know, you feel like you're in like a luxurious hotel. But at that cabin, they only included like so many dishes. So like there was maybe like a couple plates or some silverware or, you know, a juice pitcher or something like that, just like really random stuff. And, you know, usually if they would have like the basics, like cups, bowls, you know, eating utensils, and that was pretty much it. Plates, you know, those kinds of things. And then you had to supply everything else. So I kind of imagine that this was how this cabin was built as well, that you basically just brought everything you needed. And if you're going to be staying here for a while, of course you're going to need your own pots and pans and things like that. So that's kind of what I was getting at. So I didn't add too much cabinetry space. I just added basically just a couple shelves where the plates and the cups were, and yeah, then basically you just brought your own. So, but there's still like plenty of storage in the cabinets, so you know, it all works out. So working on, this is like the main living area, and I actually decided not to put a TV in here. I kind of went back and forth because I was like, it would really help with their fun, like if they really, you know, like if your Sims needed like a quick way to get their fun up. But also, again, I just wanted this to be all about being outdoors and a little bit less about being in this luxurious hotel. But at the same time, I think I might go back and add the TV because, again, at the same time, when my Sims went in the winter, there was a horrible, horrible windstorm, and there was like basically nothing for them to do. So I might go back and add that back in, because if it's raining or something and your Sims go, or even if they go in the winter just to be away from everything, or just to have that vacation, you know, I think it would be nice for them to have at least something to do when, you know, they're stuck indoors for whatever reason. But yeah, like I said, the majority of this is simply because it, like, oh my gosh, what am I saying? The majority of this I put in simply because I was just kind of rooting for the outdoors. Like, this is all about the outdoors. So yeah, anyways, I go through here and I just put in a bunch of different clutter. I add in the sink, and at first I was going to put in a dishwasher, but then I was like, no, maybe not. But see, the cabin that we stayed in had a dishwasher. It was a huge cabin too. Like, we went with a group of there was about 20 of us. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I try to go every year, and I didn't go last year, but there was about 20 of us women, and we shared, it was connected to like, so there was like, it was basically like a duplex, but it was all meant to be rented together because there's no separation. Like, you can go through the hallway to the other end, if that makes sense. So like from the living room, there's like a hallway, and it's got all the bedrooms off of it. So there was like 4 bedrooms, and we all had to share a bed with somebody. But yeah, and it's just like this big open space, and then on the other side through the hallway you had another big open space. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. It was like you had your own common room. So like, I remember some of us were like playing games and stuff, and kind of like being a little bit more loud. Of course, that was the side that I was on, because, you know, I wouldn't be me if I wasn't loud. And then like some people were like watching a movie, and yeah, so we were able to play our games in one area and be loud and not disturb the people who were watching like movies next to us, because they were like through a hallway in 4 bedrooms. It was pretty cool, and there were 2 bathrooms though, so I know that's not a lot of bathrooms for all of us, but we seemed to like somehow make it work. I don't know how like 20 of us made it work, and there had to have been more than 4 bedrooms. Maybe there were 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. I don't remember. I don't remember. There was about 20 of us, and we each had to share a bed with somebody, and I remember there was nobody, or maybe like one person got their own bed. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm just rambling. But you guys kind of see everything coming together, and now I'm working on the upstairs here in the loft area, and I was able to get 2 bedrooms in there. But working on this is where I first started out, deciding that I was going to make this a kid's bedroom. And you kind of see I stuck the little toddler bed. That's the portable one. You can put it in your Sims inventory, and they will be able to take it with them if they go camping, if you decide, if you bring your toddler with you. And I decided to originally put it there, but then I kind of change it. I eventually make this room have 2 full-size beds, and there's not much in this room, in either of the rooms. It's basically like 1 toy box, because I knew I needed to add something, something for the kids to do, and a dresser, because that's what I feel like, like a regular hotel room would have in it. Like, they basically just spend their time sleeping in there and really nothing else. So you guys will also know that I didn't like personalize too much in this area. There's not like a ton of pictures. The pictures that I did put in here are pictures of like outdoorsy, naturey kind of things. And I kind of imagine those are pictures that were taken around this area. And that was something that I was going to do. And I'll probably do it for the ones on my game save file that I make eventually. Have a sim go out and take pictures around the area. So that way they can add that to the cabin, kind of have like their own little personal touch on it. I don't know yet if I am going to put this in my game save file. I haven't decided. I'm still kind of back and forth on the whole thing. It just depends on how I want my Granite Falls to look. I don't know, because I definitely want like a camping area, which is what was originally here, is just a bunch of woods and a camping area, but also the fact that I could like turn it into like just this big cabin and have this big lake, that could be pretty cool too. So I just haven't decided yet. It just depends on, I don't know, it depends. I'd have to like look it over and mull it over in my head before I decide whether or not I want to add it into my game save file. So working upstairs, here is the other bedroom. This is where you could put your toddler if you have to move a toddler in there, although I think I put an end table in here. You may have to go into Manage Worlds and move that end table if or I guess it's a dresser that I put there. I don't know. You'll find a space to put your toddler. Okay, listen. I got the toddler potty in there. I got the toy box in there. I'm sure there's plenty of space to put your toddler somewhere, even if it's in the parents' room. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Because a lot of people keep their toddlers close by, At least I did, but, if their parents needed some privacy or something, I could understand, like, wanting them in a different bedroom. So moving on, this is what I would call the master bedroom. They don't have access to the bathroom from their bedroom or even their own bathroom. It is a shared bathroom, but again, I didn't think that was a big deal because this is probably all family or really close friends that you're going to be spending time with, and it's probably something that you guys could like figure out, like, okay, you get the bathroom for this amount of time, or whatever. You guys could like coordinate between each other. So I couldn't imagine that it would be that big of a deal. I added a tub in here specifically for your toddlers. I was really keeping your toddlers in mind, okay? Because I feel like toddlers get left out a lot. But no, I was keeping them in mind. So yeah, I just kind of finish out a few things, and then I start working on the outside, just a few decorations. Like I said, I do add a little bit more in after I stopped recording, but you guys, we are coming close to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and definitely keep an eye out for some of the other fun Christmas builds that I have coming up. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, where I keep you updated with what's happening in my life and on my channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, share away, share with all your friends. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!